So getting into hip cars, I find for most people, it's really important to focus on using something, whether it's a door frame or a chair or a table or a countertop, something to just kind of brace the body so that as she goes through this, she doesn't lose balance and she has something to kind of help her stay stable. Because with the hip, I see this a lot, there's a lot that connects through the hip. And so it's easy to cheat this movement. We're not really wanting her to move any part of her body, only getting her to focus on the hip and the hip only. What I'm gonna get Karen to do, she's gonna stand on whatever foot is closest to the object she's using to kind of hold herself up with. She's going to lift the opposite foot off the ground. Now, before you move, notice she's making a fist with this hand. Okay, so I'm getting her to tense up, brace the whole body. So for this, I'm gonna get her to start. She's gonna bring this foot out just a little bit, just enough to get in front of the other leg. And she's gonna bring the foot across as far as she can. And from here, I want her to bring the knee up just a little bit. As she's bringing the knee, she's trying to bring the foot higher and higher. So she's trying to bring the foot faster than the knee in as high as she can. High, high, high. Once you hit your stopping point, okay? Your knee might be here, might be up here, might be down there. Notice she's starting to shake because this is hard work. So now what she's gonna do is she's gonna go into max hip abduction first. So she's dropping the foot a little bit. She's bringing the knee out as far as she can. Now, it's easy if she lets this hip, it's easy to twist and cheat. We wanna fight against that. So however much abduction you have in the hip, that's how far you're gonna be able to get that hip. So you might only be able to get out to here. Again, we're fighting for more range every time we do this. From here, she's going to go into what's max hip internal rotation. So she's actually bringing the outside of the heel out as high as she can from this point, not letting her hips hike up. Okay, I want her hips square to the ground. And again, she's bringing it as high as she can. And then I'm gonna get her to bring the knee back a little bit. Fighting, fighting, fighting. And then we're gonna now go back into a deduction, bring the knees together, and she's gonna go into max hip extension. So she's pushing the knee back as far as she can without bending at the spine. Okay, I want her to keep this nice and stable. She's just pushing the knee back as far as she can so she gets a good stretch to the front of the hip. Now, we gotta go back the other way, just like every other car we do. So from here, she's gonna go back out into hip abduction as far as she can with internal rotation at the hip, bringing the knee up, and she's fighting to twist and bring the knee up. And then from here, she's gonna bring the knee in and try and spin the foot up into max hip external rotation. And then she's gonna bring the knee down and back to center. Okay, so this is really difficult movement, but it's also easy to cheat. So making sure that you're not bending at the spine or rounding or twisting at the other hip in order to achieve greater movement, that's basically your body just compensating. You're not actually doing anything, and specifically with cars, you're not helping the way that we want it to help.